Hello, everybody. Welcome to Joe the Lawyer. This is a live stream. I'm coming on here today. I know I'm a little bit late. It is 8:21, now 8:22. What happened? Well, I live in Pittsburgh, which today decided to be like the Great White North. All right. We're getting pounded with snow. And I even put on my Facebook, okay, last year, the city of Pittsburgh got almost no snow. I think it snowed once and it never sat, barely messed up the roads, nothing. I didn't have to shovel my walk. And this year, December 1st, boom, we're getting pounded with snow. So it's beautiful, it's cold, but let me tell you, the roads are a disaster. So here I am, first episode of Ask a Lawyer Anything. Now, I've done this before on my other channel, Common Sense Academy, but this channel, Joe the Lawyer, I'm here to answer legal questions and talk about legal stuff. You can call me, okay? So if you catch this show, you can call me. Hello, Carl from Florida. I wish I was in Florida. It's freezing up here. Anyway, you can call me or ask me a question on the chat and we can go from there. So again, hello everybody, Joe Pometto, Joe the Lawyer. You finally got moved, Carl, from, oh man, well, at least you're warm. We're freezing up here. We are freezing up here in Pittsburgh, PA. But I'm Joe, the YouTube lawyer. I want to help people out on this channel, all right? So if you've got legal questions, come in, ask me a question, okay? Now, I can't actually give you legal advice. Whoa, why he's useless then? But no, I can give you legal information. I can point you in the right direction. I can talk to you based a little bit on my experience. So if you have something going on in your life, a landlord-tenant issue, a family law issue, maybe a criminal issue, and you want to bounce it off somebody, this is a good place to start. It's cold there, 55. Oh, you must be dying, Carl. You must be dying down there in the bitter cold Florida. We're in the 20s here in Pittsburgh and a lot of snow. Hey, TN, how you doing? A lot of snow up here. It's not that cold, but man, the snow is coming down hard and it's wet and the roads are terrible. They are terrible. Okay, here we go. We got a question. Yeah, I have a Florida driver's license, but I still have my Virginia concealed carry permit. Well, is that kosher or do I have to wait until I get my Florida permit? I'm going to tell you, you probably have to get your Florida permit. I don't know that much. You stumped me on the first question, Carl. You stumped me on the first question. I don't know that much about concealed carry permits. Now, I do know how it works here in Pennsylvania. My understanding is there is reciprocity between certain states. So, for instance, and I don't know which states there are, but I've talked about this. All right, I've heard lawyers talk about this. If you have a concealed carry permit in Pennsylvania, it may carry over into multiple other states. All right. However, I don't know what the relationship is between Florida and where are we coming from? Virginia. So what I would say is contact a Florida attorney, contact your local sheriff's department here in Pennsylvania, probably around the country. It's the sheriff who runs the background check and issues the concealed carry permits. I bet you could do a couple of things. You could go to the sheriff's website. Now, your question's a little complicated, Carl, so I may not tell you right away. But if I were you, I would find whatever county you're in Florida. I would find the sheriff. I would call their non-emergency number, and I would ask them, tell them exactly what you told me. Say, I had a concealed carry permit in Virginia. I have I got my Florida driver's license, but I want to know, does my concealed carry permit carry over? I bet it does not, okay, but it might. It might. So just throwing that out there. Yeah, call Sheriff Judd. He likes, there you go. I imagine the sheriff down there in Florida that they do enjoy, that, you know, they like it. Here's the thing. It's a money-making scheme. So I saw, let me see if I can find this article. I don't know if you guys saw this story. Actually, I'm going to cover it on my next episode here on Joe the Lawyer. Okay. apparently out in California, it's very difficult to get a concealed carry permit, and certain counties will issue it, but only on a very, very limited basis. And it takes a lot of, it's like a large application process to get through. And there's an article out there where some executive or business person in as part of Apple. So he works for Apple. I believe this might be Silicon Valley. I'm trying to, that's my internet being goofy. Okay. I'll pull up this article. Anyway, this CEO, this executive in Apple was paying out money to, was making donations to the sheriff's office in exchange for concealed carry permits. I mean, come on. Like, it's just wild. Shame on both of them if that's what was happening. All right. And listen, these are just allegations. So I'm not going to, well, I mean, I put it out there, but I'm not accusing anybody. You know, they may be innocent. I believe what Apple said is that they were just making donations. They make regular donations to the sheriff's office. Okay. And then the sheriff's office was running the regular procedures to grant the permits. Okay. But again, I don't know for sure what was happening. You can look that article up. In fact, I'll look for it here. Pennsylvania is not that difficult. Apple concealed carry permits. Apple head of security accused of offering iPads. Here's an iPad for the concealed carry permit. Thank you very much. Accused of offering iPads as bribes for concealed carry permits. Just too crazy. Just too crazy. So there you go. There's the article. I may cover that in a future episode of Joe the Lawyer. Now, you may not know this. Pennsylvania is a big Second Amendment state. So number one, Pennsylvania has a huge population of hunters. Okay, so everybody hunts in this state. They used to say on the first day of hunting season, Pennsylvania is the largest armed militia in the world. It's the biggest. There's like literally millions of people go out into the woods of Pennsylvania to hunt on the first day of hunting season. So Pennsylvania is big Second Amendment type state. A lot of when Democrats run for office in Pennsylvania, they're oftentimes like pro Second Amendment. Like they stand with the Democrats on a lot of other issues, but also pro Second Amendment. It's a very common type of Democrat to see in Pennsylvania. Mr. Rogers, come on. Hey, listen, God, this is how I go to work. This is how I go to work. Okay, Mr. Rogers is from Pittsburgh. All right. You know, but here, I'm here offering legal information, not legal advice. So just throw it at you. And you know, I gotta dress up for these, right? The other channel more laid back. I wear a t-shirt, etc. Here, you know, you got me in my Mr. Rogers FIL. You got me. This is Mr. Rogers Joe. So anybody else got some legal questions? Drop it in the comments. If somebody wants to call in and speak to me directly, I'd be happy to call. Okay, this is Ask a Lawyer Anything. Not Sovereign Citizen chat time, but Joe the Lawyer chat time. Let me take a sip here real quick. So I can talk about some of my latest videos. If you guys saw my latest videos, so one of the things, and anybody, listen, if you got a legal question, drop it in the chat. Drop it in the chat. I apologize. I know I'm 20 minutes late. I'm going to go until 9 o'clock. But the roads were terrible in Pittsburgh. I went to my dad's house. I had dinner, and it took me an hour and a half to drive home. I was going up this one road, and I had to do a 3-point turn and come back down. Very steep hill. There was tons of cars on that. It's a big thoroughfare. It was barely salted, barely shoveled, big disaster to come back down, turn around, and go a much longer but safer way. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Joe Pometto, Joe the Lawyer. If you're in the chat room, I don't have that many right now, but if you're here, give me a like. Help me get my ratings up on YouTube. But I'm here to provide legal information, okay? So if you guys got any questions, let me know. Send me some pictures of the palm trees, Carl. Send me some. Drop them in the chat if you can. So today I did a video. I did a video on Donald Trump's challenges to the election. Now, I'm not gonna get super into it one way or another. I'm gonna tell you, okay? Courts and judges love stability, okay? So even liberal judges tend to be conservative in this sense. Judges, for the most part, they don't like to go out on a limb. They don't like to get in there and change things up. Now, it does happen usually, but if you really focus on the Supreme Court, which I've read a little bit about them, obviously I'm a lawyer, 7 years of practice, 3 years of law school, I've been immersed in this stuff for 10 years. The Supreme Court usually doesn't change something unless public opinion has swayed in that direction. When public opinion sways in that direction, that's when the Supreme Court steps in. So the merit of Donald Trump's election challenges aside, I'm not going to speak on the merit of them. I may do a video on one of the lawsuits that was filed in Georgia because somebody asked me, and on it, I'll be honest, I can't speak intelligently on the merits of them because I haven't looked at each and every one, okay? And that would be the right thing and the right way for me to do this. But what I do know is courts love stability. No Supreme Court justice, no federal district judge or state court judge is going to be the one who changes what are perceived as the results of the election. It's going to be very difficult. So they love stability. They're not going to change it, all right? The votes have gone a certain way, all right? And so I doubt that it's going to be changed because judges and courts, they love stability. Nobody wants to be the one to throw a wrench in the system. They don't want a divided country to get even crazier. So whether some of his claims may in fact have merit, but even if they do, the courts are going to find a way around it. That's what I'm saying. They're going to find a way around it because courts love stability. Okay. Is there a good way to force record deletion for minor crimes after 10 years or by state retention laws? Seems like records exist forever nowadays. That's a good topic, Zephiel, and something that I can speak on. So, in fact, today I was working on some expungements for my clients, all right? And every state is different. This is what you need to know. Every state is different. So when I was looking into doing legal advertising, I talked to some marketers in different states. And one of the marketers came to me and he was like, Joe, he's like, why don't you advertise for expungements? I was like, well, in Pennsylvania, it's tough. And I didn't know it was tough, but I told him, I said, look, in Pennsylvania, summary offense, which is the lowest offense, if you're convicted of that, 5 years. You got to wait 5 years to get it expunged. You got to go 5 years without an offense to get it expunged. Okay, felonies, never. Can't get them expunged. Can't get them removed. Misdemeanors in Pennsylvania, in some limited ways, you can actually get them sealed or removed. Anyway, this guy was from North Carolina or South Carolina. I can't remember which one. And he was like, oh, well, down here in Carolina, it's much easier. It's like 2 years or something, and they can expunge misdemeanors, all right? And it's a bigger business for lawyers. In Pennsylvania, it's a small business for lawyers. It's something we do. I make a little bit of money off of, and I want to help my clients, right? And once you create a client, you create that connection. Hopefully, they're a client for life. Pennsylvania, which is the lowest offense, and some states just have classes of misdemeanors. Okay, Pennsylvania has felonies, misdemeanors, summaries. Felonies are most serious, misdemeanors in the middle, start with M. Okay, summaries, offenses at the bottom. A summary offense, you can get expunged if you're convicted of it and you've gone 5 years without an offense. Some misdemeanors, you can get you can have them sealed. So it doesn't destroy the record entirely, but you can seal them from public view after 10 years. Some misdemeanors, not all. Depends on the specific crime. And felonies, forget about it. So here's my advice. What state are you in, Zephiel? What state? Definitely don't want expungement. I've heard that can prohibit international travel. I've never heard that. That's interesting. Excuse me, drinking soda here. I never heard that it can prohibit international travel. That's very interesting. See sealed record and prohibit entry based off of that. That may be true, but I didn't know that. I would expect that that's not the case for most countries, but it may be. You know better than I do. An expungement, the thing with an expungement is there'd be no record. So the sealed record would be something that another country could see, or certain background checks might be able to pick up. What they do in an expungement, and this is Pennsylvania again, what they do in an expungement is they destroy all the court records. Okay. They destroy any record that the police have at the police department. An expungement is served to the police department. They have to destroy your file, including your fingerprints and lineup photo. Okay. And then any other local courts that would have the record is destroyed. That's how expungements work. They're pretty thorough and effective. Okay, so a lot of clients want them, and I do recommend them, because then an employer is not going to find them. An employer is really not going to find something expunged. My recommendation, Zephiel, is whatever state you're in, you got to get the specific rules there. If you're thinking about an expungement, I don't know, but I doubt that it would affect international travel. Okay, a sealed record, maybe, because then they can't see what it is. So if that's your primary concern, international travel, you would have to look into that. And it's probably similar. It's probably on a almost country to country basis. Okay. I have summary offenses on my record. Guess what? Mr. Rogers here. Mr. Rogers here is not perfect. And when I was young, I got into a lot of trouble. All right. I got summary offenses, minor stuff, not a ton of trouble, but 5 or 6 summary offenses like disorderly conduct, loitering, and believe it or not, underage drinking. Look at me now. Now I drink Dr. Pepper. I never had those expunged. Okay. I got into the military, served 4 years in the Air Force, had a spotless record while I was in the military, and was honorably discharged after I did my 4 years. I applied to law school. I got accepted. I disclosed my summary offenses. After completing law school, passing the bar exam, I applied for character and fitness to get my license to practice in the state of Pennsylvania. It was granted to me despite the presence of these 4 or 5 summary offenses that I had. So don't stress too much about the little stuff, but if you want it cleaned up, go ahead. Misdemeanors are different state to state. Misdemeanors are different state to state. But I had all these summary offenses, and I still, I served in the military. I became a lawyer. I'm admitted to the Supreme Court of the United States, the Third Circuit, the United States District Court, and every court in Pennsylvania. So, I recommend expungements, okay, if you can get it, and I recommend sealed, but at the same time, a couple of minor offenses or a DUI or something probably isn't going to impact you in the biggest way. Okay. Stop an ID in PA video. All right, Surfith, I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do a stop an ID video. You got it. You got it. There's so much to it, but I'm going to condense it. I'm going to do the basics. I'm going to hit you guys 10 to 12 minute video on stop an ID. Stopping in to let you know the cause. I watched all the vids, but I usually miss the live streams. Thank you very much, the cause. I truly appreciate it. I appreciate you being here. Go ahead, hit the like button for me if you are here. I try to drop a video every couple of days. I'm still dropping videos on the Common Sense Academy. I do this because it's fun. I think it helps my business a little bit. I like interacting with you guys. I feel bad. I've been so busy with the law, I haven't had time to make videos, but here I am trying to make videos again. So thank you for jumping in. Meaning other countries. Okay. I appreciate that very much, Surfith. Stopping in, the cause. Thank you. So the lawyer for Trump suggested that someone be executed. Is that an ethics violation? Well, listen, one thing lawyers are known for, if there's one thing lawyers are known for, right? Everybody, oh, you're a lawyer, you're a liar, right? Oh, lawyers tell lies. Well, what lawyers do, I don't believe most lawyers are liars. I don't. Okay. But what lawyers are allowed to do is make arguments, put theories forward that may or may not be true. The lawyer probably doesn't even know, okay? But we're allowed to put theories of the case forward, and we're allowed to use hyperbole, all right? Now, I don't recommend saying someone should be especially if you're talking about a specific person. That's a bit much, unless you're a prosecutor and you're prosecuting, somebody who committed a homicide and you're pursuing the death penalty. Okay, maybe in that case, you go for it. But outside of that, all right, I don't recommend it. I don't know if it's an ethics violation. It's a little much for me. Cheers. Have you thought about trying to live stream with Rakita on civil or other YouTube lawyers? Yes, I have, everybody. Yes, I have. So, Zephiel, I don't know. I did a live stream with Rakita. I got to hit him up again because there's so much going on. I did a live stream with Rakita. So, I think some of you are actually from over there. So, I hit him up. Now, on civil law, I sent him a message back from him. I do like channel. I would do something with him. I think his channel's a little bit bigger than mine. The Common Sense Academy channel is big. Okay, it's not like, I don't know, maybe that turns them off or whatever. But yeah, I hit up on civil law, and I tried, and I hit up some other. I hit up Steve Leto and Lawful Masses, and me and Leto had some back and forth, and I think he just got busy. So I'm open to doing YouTube videos with all of those guys. Rakita had me on. Love Rakita. He's my man. Okay. And I'm gonna try to go on. I'll try to go on with him again. Recently I've fallen out of making a lot of stuff, but I would love to do another video with Rakita. Okay, Joe, you're live. I have a boring, simple legal question I need help with. All right, that's why I'm here. This is Magic Vanish 123. I live in Australia trying to file a small claims action against a person or business in Florida. But in trying to file online with the relevant small claims court, need a U.S. address for me. What do I do? Okay, so you guys are hitting me with tough questions, all right? I want to, but I'm going to give you a stab, Magic. Here's what I'm going to say. And I know you guys are on different time. You got different times than we do here in the States. So you might have to call in the middle of the night. Here's what you want to do. Find that local jurisdiction. Find the local small claims court, which I believe you have already done. Call them. Set up a time where you can sit down. You can call like a non-emergency line to talk to the staff. Let them know that you live in Australia. You had a business transaction that occurred maybe online, but the defendant's in Florida, and you want to file a claim and just see if there's a proper procedure. Now, they're telling you you need an address. Now, I don't know if that is true or not, but here's what I do think you would likely be able to do is, and I don't know if it's worth it because you're telling me in small claims, so we're talking maybe a couple $100 or a couple $1,000. Here's what you would want to do is contact a local attorney, and that local attorney can accept service of process and documents for you, and you can likely use their office address as your stand-in address to file the action. That I think you may be able to do. I live in Pittsburgh, all right? I love Pittsburgh. It's a great city. It's not a huge international city. We're not really close to other countries. All right. People don't come here to do international business. It's not like California or Florida or Texas or New York. So I've never had that question before. I'm only a couple hours from Canada, but there's the Great Lakes. I've been to Toronto. I've been to Canada several times. So I'm really not sure what it is that you would need to do. But I think if you hired a local attorney, and look, you may even be able to bargain price this attorney, be like, look, I want to file this claim, et cetera, et cetera. I don't have that much money. Like, let him know how much money you're going for so he can cut you a fee that is worth it, right? Because some lawyers might come out and be like, well, give me $3,000. Well, if your claim is $5,000, that's not worth it. So if you're trying to get $5,000, call a local attorney up and maybe find a smaller practice, but you can start with a larger practice because they'll send you to someone else. You know, ask for a referral. If you call a lawyer and they say, I don't do it, say, do you know someone who will? Okay, so boom, now you got an attorney on the phone who's interested. If you're suing for $5,000, be like, look, you know, will you do it on a 1/3 contingency for me? If they say no, maybe offer to pay them $750 to $1,000. Some lawyers, that's worth it, right? They file some paperwork, go to a hearing one day, make $1,000. They may do it. Really depends on every legal community is different from what they charge. But that's my advice. Call the magistrate first. Say, listen, is there a way I can do this without an address? Because maybe you can. If they say no, then ask them to use a lawyer. They say, we don't know, maybe, and then start calling some lawyers, okay? Just pick up the phone, get on the horn, make some calls, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. R&R Law Group may be another good one. Zephiel, are you an attorney, Zephiel? You're in my universe. R&R Law Group. Okay, I'll look him up. What does he do? Or she? What does he or she do? You know, what I want to turn this channel into is a lot of guys out there, they break down cases, fantastic. Or they talk, you know, Rakita follows certain lawsuits and certain legal issues, and that's great. They found their niche. What I want to be is, I want people to come to me to ask me for general legal information. I want to be the YouTube lawyer. So that's what I'm here doing. I'm Joe the lawyer. If you got something you want to ask me, sometimes it's helpful to talk to somebody like me first. All right. I may be in a different state, but like I just told Magic Vanish, right? I just gave them a playbook, some steps that they can take to possibly get to where they want to go, even if I don't have the exact answer. It's $500 US. That is tough, Magic. That is tough. So call the court, tell them, be like, look, the claim is $500, all right? And ask them if there's some way you can do it. Now, yeah, another alternative would be to set up a P.O. box in Florida, which you could likely do online. Actually, this just came to me. You could likely do that online very cheaply. Okay, I'm talking $20, $30. You could set up a P.O. box. Here's the problem, though, Magic, that you're also going to have is you may have to show up to present your case, but you're in luck in a weird way. Due to COVID, they may allow you to appear via video. So here's another piece of advice. Call them, say, what if I set up a P.O. box? They say, that will work. We just need an address where we can mail stuff to you. Great. Set up a P.O. box, a virtual P.O. box in Florida. I guarantee you can do that. I've done it. All right. Set up that virtual P.O. box and then ask the court if you can attend via Zoom. Say, can you do the hearing via Zoom? And then if the other party doesn't show up, you may win the judgment outright. All right. For $500, it's tough. Like, I get where you're coming from in order to make it worth it. But I think those are probably your options. He lawyer live streamer covering election lawsuits at the moment. I like listening to lawyers. They do a good job of discussing topics in depth, logically, and normally. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Yeah, I think everybody, depending on your profession and your life experience, or you're going to come at an issue in a certain way, right? So, a doctor, a lawyer, etc. Lawyers, when it comes to politics and lawsuits, right? We're good. We're good people to talk to. Okay. The one thing they tell you about law school is, and this is true, is they do cram the law, but they're trying to teach you to think critically. They're trying to teach you to think critically. The biggest thing I can say about law school, all right, and about practicing a lawyer is, you got to read both sides of the story before you form an opinion. You got to read both sides of the story, man. Because I've had people come to me with legal issues, and I'm like, boom, we're going to crush the other side. And I file a complaint, and then the other side comes back to me with this whole different story. And I'm like, whoa, which one is true? Which one is true? Unfortunately, the news has become like that these days. The news has become like that, right? If you go to one news channel, or one news channel may present something in a totally different light than the other news channel. I think to really absorb, to really form your own opinions, you have to read news from the left and the right. You have to. You have to. Even if you think, oh, well, this particular political view is always rubbish, but you got to see what they're saying. You got to hear what they're saying. And I will find, I'll read something, I'll read a CNN article, I'll read a Fox News article, and they'll highlight different facts. See, they're not necessarily lying, but they're highlighting different facts. And then you learn something, then you form your own opinion. So I hope you guys found that useful. First Amendment auditors will say you have no expectation of privacy in a public place. Is this correct? Well, actually, Paul, yes, it depends. It depends on exactly what is going on, but to a large degree, yes, that is true. If you're walking down the street and somebody's videotaping you, they can do that. Now, recording somebody's voice can be a little bit different without their consent. Okay, there's wiretapping laws, etc., and in certain places. And I'll have to look into it a little more. But yeah, I mean, in a public place, your expectation of privacy is greatly diminished. Okay. Now, when you go into your home, your expectation of privacy is obviously the strongest. When you go to when you're in your car, okay, or things that are on your person, your expectation of privacy is higher. I would not say you have no expectation of privacy in a public place. It depends on the situation, but it certainly is diminished. And the First Amendment auditors, they're wrong about so many things, but they have a point on that one. Okay, I got any more questions? I'm going to go for about 10 more minutes. Joe Pometto, Joe the Lawyer, thank you for tuning in. I'm here to take legal questions and give you legal information in exchange. In my videos, I will cover current hot topics, okay? I haven't been diving into all the election lawsuits, etc. Every YouTube lawyer has their own little niche. Mine is come to me. If you've got criminal offenses, come to me. If you have a family law issue, come to me. If you recently got hurt in an accident or something along those lines, landlord-tenant issue, come to me. I'm here to help you out, give you some information. I think First Amendment auditors are onto something. Police don't get into it with them. They would just walk around with their cameras with no drama happening. Zephiel, listen, man, I agree. If an auditor from a safe distance respects what's going on, I think it's a good thing. Out in public, outside in the public, they're recording what's happening. Okay, it creates an extra level of accountability. I do believe that. The problem I have with them is when they try to insert themselves with the police or engage with the police, or they swear at the police, or they touch the police, or they interfere with crime scenes, which is what can happen. Just stand there quietly, tell the police what you're doing. No reason to be confrontational, okay? If they tell you to do something, listen to them, okay? If you have a problem with the police telling you to do something, file a complaint, fight it in court, all right? Right there on the street is not the place to fight that battle. And that's the problem I have with a lot of these auditors. They want to fight it right there. Oh, you can't blah, blah, do this to me, okay? And sometimes that works out for them, but oftentimes it does not. So what does everybody think? Is this the Mr. Rogers outfit? Holy heck. Come on. Mr. Rogers could pass for a lawyer. I'm gonna have to come in. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna put on some different outfits here. Okay. I want to get all the nicknames I can get. I can't believe I got hit with Mr. Rogers. Savage blow. Anybody else have a question? 5-10 more minutes. I want to go. If you got something to add, something to say to me, please put it in the live chat. Excuse me. If you want to call in to talk about legal topics and legal subjects, please do. I know I was late today. I assume that you got a girlfriend and that you're in the she's dress. Well, Carl, when you get into the law, maybe so, man. Maybe so. That is not the case, man. That is not the case, man. You nailed me. You nailed me on that one. Look, as a lawyer, I gotta dress up anyway. You know what I mean, guys? I gotta look professional. So that's what I'm doing here. Gotta go write an essay. Thanks for the stream your videos. Good luck on the essay, Magic Vanish. Good luck. No girlfriend dressing me, not yet. But when it happens, I will let you know. I will let you guys know. You watch Steve Leto, I'm pretty sure he's married. He wears a t-shirt every time, guys. He wears a t-shirt every time. So, no, just not in that stage, just in the Mr. Rogers stage temporarily. Very delicious sip of my Dr. Pepper. Okay, not that delicious, but it was satisfying, and I'm addicted to diet drinks. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Joe Pometto, Joe the lawyer. What else have I been talking about in my videos recently? Geez, I don't even know. I've been so busy. Like I said, today I was dealing with expungements. I did a couple of expungements. I settled 2 litigation cases. So ding, ding, that's always nice. That means the money is coming in. I do a little bit of personal injury. I do a little bit of family law, landlord tenant. I do a lot of criminal defense, a lot of little legal issues. I do small claims court sometimes, but I do big claims court as well. And the personal injury claims, those can be pretty big. Fun stuff, very interesting, lucrative. I am going to try to I'm going to look up R&R Law Group, see if any other attorneys want to have me on. But you guys feel free to drop my name in their streams. Let them know who I am. Send them to Joe the Lawyer. Send them to this channel, not the Common Sense Academy. I know you guys love, a lot of you love me from the Common Sense Academy. Okay, I'm going to call it a night on this late because of the crazy weather here in Pittsburgh. Stay in Florida. Hit the like button, like, subscribe, comment, and share to my channel. Thank you. Love you all. Joe the Lawyer out. Peace out. Whoop.